By Rakus.
The piggies have really shown those pointy ears. We couldn't have done it any better.
Stay alert. I want to find out what happened to Garen.
This is by no means a happy state of things. Wow. Okay. Is that a body over? That is a body over there.
The elf maiden's graceful snow-white face still radiates beauty, in terrible contrast to the rest of her appearance. From the neck down, she is nothing more than a blood-red, damp and glistening skeleton. There are long nails sticking through her thin bones, and where her beautiful eyes once were are now gaping black holes.
That took effort. That's such an extensive amount of goring that they spent time on that. I didn't know orcs were that patient.
Hoof prints burned into the ground.
Oh, fire?
The fire in Boindill's eyes flares up with delight.
Huzzah! That would make a change from those stupid piggies. Did you hear that, brother? We might get to test our blades on Tion's pointy ears.
Not encouraging at all.
The hand that painted this picture was that of a master. It is composed exclusively in shades of red, but every single little detail is painstakingly and precisely reflected. Trees, the remains of buildings, bodies. You hesitate.
This picture portrays the village in its state of ruin.
Examining the canvas more closely, you realize that it is actually made of skin, and the red paint seems more than suspicious now.
Wow, that's revolting. And once again, much like the body over there, that just takes so much work. It's not, they didn't just ransack the place. They destroyed everyone in it, burned down the main building, killed everybody, created a nasty effigy over there, then made canvas out of skin and used blood to paint an image of this destroyed city?
This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
The smell of the smoke has accompanied you for a while now, but here, so close to the bodies, it is masked by the sweet smell of death. You have a bitter taste in your mouth and have to pull yourself together to avoid vomiting in disgust.
Yeah, this is easily the worst scene we've encountered so far with these characters. What is that? At least like 20, 30 dead that we can see right now, maybe 50 plus when we can get closer in. There might be a whole lot more inside. Or just ones we can't find past the debris.
Greenglade was one of the few places in Girdlegard where humans and elves live together. You don't see any elven features among all the faces contorted with pain and fear. You look away.
Oh, is it just the humans that died? Did the elf-like guy we see is he somehow grabbing elves and recruiting them in some way? I wonder. What if the weird undead magic doesn't work on humans? Because he had something where he would kill dwarves and then they'd come back and work for him after death. Or are we getting are all these humans going to get up and attack us? What if that happens? They do seem almost organized as if you would organize groups of enemies in a game to fight you. So I do wonder if they're all going to get up and attack us, since we've hinted at this undead power that guy must have.
You have read about the elves and their buildings. This here had always just been a small example of their architectural skill, which achieved perfection in Alandur. Now burning and ruined, the pavilion makes an even sadder impression.
Well, let's risk going inside then. I bet we suddenly hear our friends shouting outside as everything goes to hell.
The body of the man is riddled with arrows and is lying in a small patch of undamaged ground, while a sea of flames must have raged in a circle around him. The robes remind you of those of Lot-Yonan's famuli. This, plus the fact that the man used magic, makes you quite sure that this is Garen.
Garen had these books on him when he was attacked. Was he trying to bring them to safety?
Your eyes fall upon a sealed letter next to the books. The circumstances seem grave enough for you to break the seal.
Greetings, Turga. I am glad to hear that you finally wish to confide in Lot-Yonan. I have found out something new about the demon. It's all written in these books. I think they are the key to his destruction, or I hope so, at least. Yours faithfully, Garen. What demon are they talking about?
You instinctively think about how the magical barrier is only a few days' march north of here, and beyond it, Varakas only knows what kind of creatures live in the Perish Land.
You destroyed my painting. Now I need fresh blood to paint a new one.
Huzzah! This will be fun! We finally get to fight!
I hope your blood doesn't clot too much. It has to be nice and fluid for my fine brushstrokes.
Ha! How do you plan to defeat us, pointy ears? There are 3 of us!
Oh, only 3. That makes it easier.
She looks over the corpses.
Otharin Lueth Buanre!
What's happening?
That's the perished land.
Impossible! Greenglade is south of the barrier.
I know of nothing else that can resurrect the dead. Knock their heads off or they'll keep coming back.
Well, I kind of called that one, didn't I? Alright, well that's a mess to be in. Goran's books, some scholarly books, said to contain instructions on how to kill a demon. Is she gonna fight us too? That's the question. I think the answer is yes. The horse is an enemy too? It might be best just to attack the, kill the Alfair and the Shadow Mare. And all undead, so killing her is not gonna make them die.
At once.
Thought it might be worth a shot. Oh my god, they move fast, don't they? Oh, and she teleports.
Understood.
Goody. So that's gonna make them difficult to track, isn't it?
Yes?
Oopsie. Mixed up my hit hotkeys a little bit. Let's see here. Maybe I can chop through some of these guys. Why is that one red and those ones are yellow? That's weird. What can I do to her? That's a decent chunk of damage. Maybe it's not totally boned then.
Come here, you!
No, I wanted to attack the Shadow Mare. I'm trying to take him out as fast as possible.
Who's next?
Should be ready to do another one in a second here. There we go. Good chunk of damage.
On my way.
Let's focus on the boss enemies first.
He hardly put up a fight.
There we go. There goes the horse.
What now?
That's a good start. Where is she? Oh, she's in the middle of a mob. That's hard to target, except I have this attack. Haha! Oh, she teleported, didn't she? Well, that complicates things a little bit.
Yes?
Let's see. I could use some more buttons, so let's do this one.
What is it?
Yes?
Where is she right now? She's probably running around.
At once. End it.
Let's try to get over here in the middle of the enemies a bit.
Understood.
There we go. Now, cleave. That'll help with the AoE here. I'll use my damage reduction. Oopsie. There we go. Damage reduction activated. Oh, he's in crazy rage mode, so we can't do much with him. But Bowendahl may be able to reach the lady if I try. My chances aren't great, admittedly. Come on, just get her a little bit. Ow. So she's not easy to hit. Alright, well, let's try to take out some of the undead. That'll at least help our totals a bit. I still can't control them. Oh, we've got to try to AoE through this mob here. There we go. That helps out a bit. There we go. Still not as far along as I'd like to be. It's something, though. See if I can reach her. Give it a shot. Oh, that still hit her a bit. There we go. Landing hits again. The undead hordes are thinning a little bit. Tungdill's just kind of got to deal with the situation right now. He's kind of covered in enemies. There she goes again. Charge. Oh, she does like to run away.
Say goodbye forever.
Let's see if I can get in range. Come on. Ah, she teleported away.
Yes?
Oh, right. This is a problem, because if you go down, we actually lose. So I need to get out of here.
Understood.
Going on a bit of a jog for a moment.
At once.
There we go. That's fewer enemies. And he's already getting into yellow range, which is helpful. Killing blow? I believe so.
He hardly put up a fight. What is it?
We should be significantly better off now. I think she's just actually down now. Chop, chop, chop.
Come here, you.
There we go. Won't last much longer now.
He hardly put up a fight. Huh?
Where's, yeah, he's still fighting people over here. He's a little better off back here. One of these days, he'll hopefully start catching up and level a bit. Alright, that's 15 down. So I have to attack them when they're down, don't I? That's how the decapitation mechanic works. Okay. Let's AoE these guys.
End it.
Go for each individual headshot. Go, next. There we go, 2 down.
End it.
Come on.
And again.
There we go, he's on decapitation duty apparently.
Attack.
Quickly.
Vile creature.
There we go.
End it.
We're working on it. Alright, how you guys doing? There's only 6 left, so we're getting there.
With pleasure.
So make sure you finish that character off. There we go. Now that guy.
Too easy.
There we go. That's why our total number of kills weren't going down. Weren't going up fast enough. Is that we weren't finishing off every single one.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Alright, you go for W, and then the follow-up. There we go.
Attack. Who's next?
Got him.
Dwarves, you protected the glade. The perished land. The barrier has fallen.
You can feel your stomach cramping. Unlike Boindale, you can't say a word.
The damn mage, I only had one job.
So this is what it is like to rise from the dead. I feel nothing. I am left with nothing. My love, my beauty, my home, and my forest. Everything has been taken from me. I beg you, have mercy and put an end to my suffering.
Without even being able to look into her eyes, you recognize the sadness in the elf maiden's expression. The dignity that she must once have radiated can only be imagined in her current state.
That's terrifying. She's just walking around now.
Garen was here, and I've heard that you elves have special abilities in battle. Did the Alfar take you by surprise in your sleep?
I felt her presence, but when I confronted the elf, she had already killed the first of us and resurrected the perished land. It fills humans and dwarves with a hatred for life. It turns you into beasts. They charged through the village like a fury, and everyone that they killed became one of theirs.
If the perished land spreads further south, then Nod on won't need any orcs, ogres, or alfar. One human losing their life in the perished land would be enough for the madness to sweep through the land like the plague.
Your stomach turns, but you know that it's right. You've never seen the twins looking so serious. They would pit themselves against any army of orcs, but this is something beyond their power, and yours.
We need the Magi. They must rebuild the barrier. I can't believe it. The barrier has fallen. How could that happen?
Who could tell? Anything could go wrong with all that hocus pocus.
It has held back the perished land since the fall of the Fifthlings. Reinforcing the barrier whenever it loses power is the primary duty of the Great Magi. I can't imagine how Nodon or anyone else could have broken through it.
You think of the demons mentioned in Garen's letter. You wonder whether it could be possible that a demon from the outer lands might possess powers so great that even the 6 Magi weren't ready for it.
We must go to Lot before the perished land spreads further. He will know what is to be done.
Neither of your companions objects.
Things have rather escalated in one of the darkest ways you can imagine. And we thought things started off rough, talking about people having their heads taken and put in honey. But now we have undead scourges and people that paint with gore, and yeah, not a happy place to be. Hey, Tungdil's level 4. He's catching up a bit. One good thing, I guess. Oh, there we go. So he gets to pick things every now and then, but the other ones don't, or something. Or maybe they just... Wait, were they level 4 when I got them? Maybe they were level 4 when I got them, and I have to wait for them to hit level 6? Yeah, you can see the in-between levels are here. Looks like the game caps it at 9. So I can do a leap attack. Tungdil jumps into the foes and pushes enemies their target aside, or charge, assault runs spanning several meters while pushing enemies aside. So in both cases it's a mobility attack. I like leap attack because you can leap clean over allies and even barriers. Like, I've used a leap attack to jump over a cliff before, so I quite like that option, so I'm gonna go with that. Let's take a look at what comes up later, by the way. Damage boost. For a short while, Tungdil causes 50% more damage with all attacks, versus Tungdil's received damage is halved for a short time, so either 50% more damage or 50% more armor, basically. Next, then at level 8, we get Leader's Will or Battle Rush. Tungdil and nearby heroes deal 25% bonus damage for a short amount of time, so it's a party buff that time. Or Tungdil gains twice the AP when he kills enemies. Also not a terrible idea. You just start spamming away with cleave and stuff like that. Then at the very bottom we get Might. The force of Tungdil's actions and attacks is raised significantly for a short time. The fact that it just stops there gives us a vague concept of how long we should expect the game itself to be too. As we go along, like as we're approaching level 9, we can probably expect that the game's probably going to end soon or something, or at the very least the progression's ending. And that gives us a bit of a sense of the progression. I have no idea how long the campaign is compared to the number of quests I've done so far. 184 gold, 27 more provisions, and a ring. Gold and a ring. A ring with this inscription on the inside, nothing special. No big deal, just an inscription on the inside. Not in any way maybe something that would be reminiscent of any Tolkien material. It'll sell for 55. Oops, auto-scrolling because I was near the bottom of the screen. Yeah, that'll bump up your relationship with people, going through something like that. Now we're already up to 50 with each of them, and the two of them are with 65 with each other. So we've been catching up really quickly, haven't we? But for now, we just need to travel and heal. Alright, now we can confirm there are multiple screens worth of items. I don't have to worry about it maxing out with these 10 slots we have here. Do I have more skills than they do already? I do. Do they get more skills? Or is that just what they have forever? Interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of that. Guess we'll learn as we go on. I don't remember if a tutorial ever mentioned that before. Okay, so There's still something going on with the diversion. I'm not sure what, necessarily. I'll see if I see an orc, I'll go after them. Otherwise, Main quest right now is not on the double fold. You've made a dreadful discovery in Greenglade. The magic barrier that has prevented the parish land from expanding for hundreds of years must have become porous. Lord Jonan must hear of this as soon as possible. So go all the way back? That's exactly what. Okay. I wonder if he's going to send me down into like Sangpur or any of these other regions, because this is a really big chunk of map. And we only have access to this one, and I assume that's only because of this particular act? Seems about right. Well, if I'm going down, then this is my chance to try to catch that other merchant to see if there's any story to be had from encountering them.
Every evening since you left Greenglade, you have looked at Goren's books and tried to prize out the knowledge that they hold. But now, you must admit to yourself that you can't decipher them. They are written in the learned language for high magi, and Lot Yonan didn't teach you that. However, you're sure that the books are important. Why else would Goren want them sent to Turga the Fair-Faced? You put them away with a sigh, and your eyes remain on the bag that Lot Yonan gave you. Did Goren ask Lot Yonan to return the magical artifacts in the pouch? You pick up the pouch and look at it.
Lot Yonan forbade me from opening the pouch.
The hamlet of Sungird certainly lives up to its name. You arrive as the sun
here's the repeating
sets up
dialogue.
as a
We'll just go through that real quick. So he's pondering the bag that they went all this way with, which he's promised not to open.
Just like previous nights, you are haunted by the image of the elf maiden nailed to the tree in Greenglade. You wake from your sleep and look around you. The night is unusually dark. Despite your good dwarven eyes, you can only make out Boendal's outline, even though he's keeping watch only a few steps away. You're about to lie down again, but suddenly feel something cold against your throat. Next to you, the pale face of an elf slides into view.
Good evening. I'm afraid we missed each other in Greenglade, so my companion had to receive you on her own.
Well, shit. Maybe it's a nightmare? I think it's a nightmare. It's hopefully a nightmare.
You don't have much experience with Alpha, and only want to act when you're sure that it will achieve something.
Don't worry, I won't kill you. Not yet. Do you know what I am going to do instead?
You feverishly search for an answer, but you can't even imagine how an Alpha thinks.
I will kill everyone who means anything to you. I will destroy your life, and you will sink into hopelessness, groundling. Your downfall is called Synthoras.
You tense your muscles, readying to defend yourself, but suddenly realize that the blade against your throat has disappeared. You look around, astonished. The elf is nowhere to be seen. You look over to Boendal, who is easy to recognize in the bright moonlight. Next to you, Boindil smacks his lips in his sleep. You touch your throat, and when you don't feel anything, you breathe out, relieved.
Just a nightmare.
At least that's what you tell yourself. But you don't close your eyes for the rest of the night.
That's hard to make sense of. He said that it was so dark he couldn't see his own friends, which suggests that maybe it was some sort of other state, but it's hard to say if that's a nightmare or if that's just the guy that was grabbing us using some sort of magic, which probably would have potentially stopped us from being able to call for help or move or something, even on top of that. I didn't make any move because I figured if he's real, he's got a knife to my throat so he can immediately kill me, so I chose to stay silent. I get the feeling that when he talks about killing everyone that I care about, that this town may be obliterated when I make my way back to it, which is unfortunate.
You reach Parista and go straight to the seat of the Council of Magi. A worried and grim-looking guard bars your way.
Sorry, we are not to let anyone into the palace.
The guard looks around nervously.
Lightning bolts. A couple of days ago. Not like in a storm, but in all the colours of the rainbow. On the next day, we were told that the Magi had all departed again, and Master Nudin was not to be disturbed. No one has been allowed in the palace since then. Not even us!
The report of lightning bolts doesn't particularly worry you. On the contrary. If the Magi have travelled back to their kingdoms, it can only mean that they were able to reinforce the barrier. You are eager to hear Lot Yonan's account in the vaults.
I am less optimistic, let's say. You get an update for this, then? There were strange bolts of lightning in the sky. Were the Newton and the Knowledge Lusty and the other Magi trying to strengthen their barrier, the Parish Land? Good luck.
Ah, so we meet again, dear dwarf. Tungdil, wasn't it? Interested in buying something?
Oh wow! Didn't we meet? We met you at the very. We met you a long time ago, didn't we? Might as well take a look. Oh, he has not improved his supply of provisions. I could sell this off though, at least. That's something, I suppose. Well, no grand story here. It's just somebody I've met before.
You say goodbye to the traders and continue your journey.
Yeah, it's the two people we met at Blacksaddle. They must have turned in. At the time, I believe they were. I think that was a scripted event when we got there, but I think they just must have turned into a mobile icon on the map since then. So I didn't associate them with being the same character until I arrived there.
Boindale unwraps his dwarf cheese again and cooks it on the fire. When he offers you a piece, you take it.
I knew we'd make a dwarf of you in the end.
You chew on the cheese so you don't have to answer. It tastes better than you first thought.
You've been through a lot to have much issue with some smelly cheese at this point.
While taking a rest, you see a cart trundling along the road not far away from you. A young couple are sitting on the box seat, clearly in love and more interested in each other than the rest of the world around them. The sight reminds you of a long unanswered question.
So, I was wondering, what do female dwarves look like?
Pretty. Very pretty.
Uh-huh.
You were expecting a little more information.
Do they have beards?
No, I would say it's more like fluff. Oh, very attractive.
And what do they do? I mean, are they warriors too?
In our kingdom, most take care of domestic life. They take the animals down to the meadows in the valleys, make sure the larders are full and that there's plenty of good beer, and make our clothes.
It only ever causes problems when men and women stand shoulder to shoulder in battle.
Some of them are talented stonemasons and smiths, and beware of insulting their skills. They are no less proud than we are.
So they tend to be craftsmen, and they hold up down the town, but no, they don't have mixed gender armies apparently. I could check in on how things are going down here after all the time has passed.
On the way back to Scalebrook, you are greeted by the villagers as Scalebrook's saviors and taken to the village elder. He thanks you once again in the name of Scalebrook and offers to put you up for the night. You enjoy a rich stew and spend the night in a freshly made bed in an empty house. There are quite a few of those since the orcs' attack. The next morning, you head off again, refreshed.
It's nice to revel in one of the small victories we had, because there have been non-victories in the meantime. It's really solemn having the trip back, just slowly creeping across this map back towards where you started the campaign, with not nearly as many things to stop you along the way, but you're walking back across an area that has been changed since you first crossed it. Have we gone back here yet? The farmstead? Oh, right, it's destroyed completely. I could try this little settlement down here. Nope.
Why are the Magus' vaults here in the middle of nowhere? And Why does the Lord of Yonendar live in a vault and not in a castle?
It's to do with the magical fields that spread out under Girdlegard, so the 5 magical realms are found where the fields are at their strongest.
And that's why he lives in the vaults? To be closer to the underground magic?
No, it's more to do with security. 200 students of magic and well, a source of almost unlimited magical energy. The Magus thought that an underground vault was a more suitable place to train than Master Nudin's tower in the middle of Parista.
I really like the voice actors in this game. They're really emotive, and they're good at like stressing just the right syllables in their sentences and adding a lot of character to every little line. It's actually just a joy to listen to. It's so rare. It's like, what's the last time I encountered voice acting like this? What, Witcher? Like games like Masquerada and stuff certainly try, but don't quite get to this level. Well, here it comes.